Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, February 15th, 2020. Welcome to all of you. We're not going to be real lighthearted today, but I wanted to talk about the realities of YouTube, and everything always comes out in the end, and it's always very true. And before anybody accuses, well, I'm shading or talking about an individual person. No, I'm talking about generalities and a subject that I've covered for a long time on here, and that is sharing your life on YouTube. And let's be clear, a lot of information is publicly available, and a lot of people put things together. And I know myself how deep the reach can be into real life and how damaging it can be. But I also know that on the internet, everything comes out in the end, either one way or another. People are, you don't ever want to assume that you're the smartest person on YouTube, because that's a very, not only is a very hubris or, feeling yourself better than people, but the reality is there's tons of people across any population that are always smarter than we are as individuals. And they're able to connect dots and put things together and get information together. And some of them may have more patience to put things together and are in it for the long haul. And you have to face that too when it comes to YouTube. So the bottom line is, there's two points I want to make. If number one, if you do get in a situation where information comes out, it's been my experience that you have to face it square on and face the realities of it, and to deny it and to try to push it aside never works in the long run. And number two is back as really a precedent for number one, is everybody finds out everything in the end, one way or another. Okay, things will always come to light. So think about that with the presence on YouTube, and what it means, what it may mean potentially. And as I say, this is not shaded to somebody, because I've done 4 or 5 streams and videos in the last 2 years telling people, be very careful about what you share on YouTube and how deep your involvement is on YouTube in a public sort of platform. I've been very lucky that as somebody told me this morning on a message, you're lucky, Rosie, you got 1 foot in the grave, and you're an old bat in life. And I think to myself, if I was a younger person, starting out in life and being involved in life, I would really think twice about how much I got involved and how much I protected my private information. On YouTube, the other thing that I want to say is, YouTube is great at exposing the weakest link of your being, whether it's things that you did in the past, in the case of me, that come to light on the internet, and remember, the internet is forever, or other people. It's very, your weakest point will be probed, and it will be brought to light on YouTube. So it's worth bearing in mind as you share in life on social media. As I've said, this is the 5th time in over a year now. If you're sharing on YouTube, be careful about the way that you share. Be careful about the information that you reveal to others. A person is trusted today could be an untrustworthy person tomorrow. People turn on people, people flip-flop. And you have to also be aware that there's individuals out there that are constantly raking for information by sending you Gmails and messages with links to click on in hopes of finding out a lot of you are very innocently looking, trying to find out information from you. You need to protect yourself in those situations. Don't click on the links. Be very careful about giving people your numbers and your information. Just assume when you give it that it will be eventually disclosed on YouTube. Now, how are you going to feel about it at that point in time? Okay, take steps to protect yourself and understand no matter how you try to run things, no matter what type of spins you put on things, everything always comes out in the end. And YouTube and social media can be a very, very unforgiving place. And I can tell you, it can be very, very costly to family, job, and life in general. Okay? Happy Saturday, everybody.